For more perspective on the president's plan to close Guantanamo Bay, Chairman of the House Armed Services Committee, Matt Thornberry, joins me now from Washington. Mr. Chairman, thanks for joining us.
Sure. Thanks for having me.
Is there any chance at all, that the White House plan, the president's plan, gets through Congress?
Not this plan. This is pretty thin stuff. Because, you know, the president has talked for 7+ years about closing Guantanamo. We put into law last year a provision that says put a plan where your mouth is. And what he comes back with is 8 pages and 3 lines of just vague generalities. We ask, okay, where are you going to put these people? Well, we have 13 possible locations. Where are you going to put new detainees? Well, we have a menu of options. How much is it going to cost? Well, it may be $300 to $500 initially, but we don't know for sure. There's no specificity in this whatsoever, which leads me to think that he's not serious, certainly about working with Congress to accomplish it. And the rest of the story is there's not a better option, certainly that the president has put forward, on what we do with those folks in Guantanamo. I think they're in trouble.
Mr. Chairman, the president says that terrorists use Guantanamo Bay as a recruiting tool. He says it's not good in the long-term national security strategy for our country. How do you respond to that?
Well, 2 things. I don't think much of anybody believes that terrorists will lay down their arms if we were just to close Guantanamo. Of course they would find excuse after excuse to continue to kill innocent people. Secondly, the people at Guantanamo are al-Qaeda. Now, al-Qaeda is a rival to ISIS, so whatever we do with Guantanamo and the al-Qaeda people, I don't see how that affects ISIS, which is the biggest terrorist threat we face now. That argument, which he's used for 7 years, is really running thin.
What about the argument that it is costly to run Guantanamo Bay, and that under their plan, even as vague as you say it is, it still could cost $65 to $85 million less to put these detainees in a prison inside the U.S.?
Well, we'll want to go through kind of their cost assumptions, but I think what a lot of people don't realize is to bring them into the U.S., you have to build a whole new facility. You cannot keep law of war detainees in the same facility like Supermax where you have convicted criminals. So you have to have separate guards. You have to have all things that are separate and apart from your criminal system. So the idea that there would be some huge amount of savings is ridiculous. What there may well be, though, is an increased danger to the communities in or around where you transfer those people. Now, how do you put a cost estimate on that? That has to be considered as well.
Now, you're not saying, Mr. Chairman, that they're somehow going to escape these facilities. You're saying a danger from terrorists because they're in those communities?
Yeah, because it becomes a natural target for terrorists who want to demonstrate something. I mean, look at what we've seen with San Bernardino, other sorts of things. You make a community a natural target to have Guantanamo detainees there. Not that they would escape, but it is a magnet for terrorists. My point is, you got to have security, local law enforcement to deal with that increased threat. All of that has to be considered in the costs as well. There's not too many folks who are trying to swim into Guantanamo Bay in order to make a demonstration or to blow something up as a protest. That's different on the continental U.S.
So, bottom line, this plan is dead on arrival.
Bottom line, this is not a plan. They have not complied with the law to give us a specific plan which we asked for, and which I am certainly willing to consider if the president can convince Congress and the American people he's got a better option than Guantanamo. I'm afraid he doesn't.
Will you hold hearings on this?
We'll see. I mean, I'm sure Guantanamo will come up in some of the hearings. My problem is there's not enough here to really hold a hearing on. You know, we'll give them a chance to give us more information and so forth, but again, this is pretty thin stuff.
Mr. Chairman, thanks for the time tonight.